Elements of construction, footing, and foundation. Foundation and footings. Foundation is a large structure under a home that provides even and level support for the house above, which is either in contact directly with the soil or sits on footings. A footing is a relatively small piece of concrete that sets deep into the ground to distribute the load from the foundation to stable. Foundation and footings helps to prevent the structure from sinking or collapsing. They provide stability to the total structure and safely transfer the total load from the structure to the soil at an optimal soil bearing capacity. It is important to know the soil bearing capacity of any structure whenever a load is placed in the ground. It is the capacity to support a load without excessive settlement. So this is the soil bearing capacity according to soil type. Types of foundation. Foundation is divided into two types, the shallow foundation and a deep foundation. Used to handle small and lighter buildings, structural depth less than 6 feet, an example of residential homes in wood structure. Deep foundation used for heavy buildings or superstructures to a layer of example of deep foundation is a skyscraper and shopping centers. Shallow foundation we have continuous wall foundation, isolated footing, a floating slab or rough foundation, combined foundation, cantilever or stop. Deep foundation we have piles, pier and ground level beam foundation. Continuous wall foundations may be used either as basement walls or as a curtain walls. Not only support the building but also provide a waterproof barrier. Isolated footings, most common type of foundation. Shape of any footing is required a rectangle and is used when loads from the structure is carried by the columns. So we have the types of spread footing, single pad footing, steep footing for a column, slope footing for a column, full footing without steep footing or for walls, village floating slab or rough foundation. A type of shallow foundation that spreads the load from the building over a large combined foundation. Type of shallow foundation that supports two or more foundations. Cantilever foundation, usually made of concrete or stone and are placed at the end of the cantilever beam. Piles. A common type of deep foundation, a slender member with a small cross-sectional area compared to its length, used to transmit foundation loads to deeper soil or rock strata when the bearing capacity of soil near the surface is relatively low. Types of pile foundation we have sheet piles, load bearing piles, and bearing piles, friction piles, soil compactor piles. Materials in construction method timber piles, concrete piles, steel piles, composite piles. Pier and ground level beam foundation. Cylindrical structural member that transfer heavy load from the superstructure to the soil by foundation materials. So these are the materials used in foundation. We have stone, wood, concrete and concrete blocks, bricks, aggregates, and sand. Stones. Stones are strong, durable, and expensive materials that are mainstay for low piers and curtain walls. When laid with mortar, stones do a job of keeping water at bay and keeping out vermin such as wood. One of the sturdiest materials, if treated properly, wood is one of the most formidable foundation materials. When pressure treated and coated with different chemicals, wood becomes sturdy and resistant to rotting. More importantly, the chemical treatment makes it resistant to pests such as rodents and aggregates. Raw materials in making concrete. To be more precise, they make up between 60% and 80% of the entirety of a concrete mix. They provide a concrete with bulk and the strength necessary to resist heavy loads and bricks. Durable, but more importantly, it's the best option if temperature insulation is one of your biggest concerns. Concrete and concrete blocks. King of materials used in foundation construction is concrete. It's sturdy, strong in compression, and very durable. It's also moisture resistant and watertight. A slightly cheaper way to go about this is to use concrete blocks. Concrete block foundation are simple to construct as there is no need for formwork. And since concrete blocks are large, it doesn't take a lot of time to lay. Sand. Sand is a filler material in concrete as it fills up the pores between aggregates. As such, it's one of the main factors in concrete affecting both its texture and foundation construction. So we have stone foundation, earth foundation, concrete block foundation, floating slab foundation, pole foundation, and pier. Stone foundation. In stone foundation, relative flat stone are laid up to dry without mortar, unlike round stones mortar are laid to provide stability. Earth foundation, moisture resistant materials are generally recommended for concrete foundation. In concrete foundation, a relatively lean 1:4:8 mix of concrete are used. Careful placing of the concrete are highly practiced to keep the walls of the trench from breaking off and mixing in. Concrete block foundation. Concrete block foundation should be started in a full bed of mortar on a poured concrete footing. A 1:1:5 ratio of cement lime sand makes a good mortar. The corner blocks should be carefully located and checked for levelness and plumb. After several blocks have been laid adjacent to the corners, a line stretched between the corners can be used to align the top outside edge of each course. Floating slab foundation. A slab is cast about 100 mm thick and lightly reinforced at the top to prevent shrinkage cracks. Steel bars are placed at the bottom under walls or columns. To resist tensile stresses in these zones, light surfaces slab also be used to carry lightly load structures also are subject to general earth. Pier foundation, they are made not less times the projection of the slab beyond the face of the pier or column, or the edge of the base plate of a steel column. They should never be less than 150 mm thick. In the case of street footings, when the column base is very wide, a reduction in thickness may be obtained by reinforcing the concrete. Pole foundation. For lightweight buildings without suspended floors, post or pressure treated pole frames are suitable and expensive. The posts are placed in holes dug into the soil and a footing provided at each post. This is important because otherwise either gravity loads or wind uplift can lead to building failure. So to sum up, foundation and footings play the major role in the distribution of the load of the building. Determining the soil bearing capacity before putting a foundation to determine its capacity to support the load of the structure. Selecting a foundation in construction is based on the type of building, either lightweight or superstructure, the ratio and the materials used to strengthen the foundation.